Hello, Mr. Shen. Or should I say, Officer Shen. The last cup I had in this chair lasted almost 48 hours. Would you like to try for a new record?
In Chinese language, that means I suck dick. But anyway.
Not at all. This is not racist at all.
You sound like a fucking... like your balls are being grabbed. You can't talk right. That's what you fucking sound like.
I sound like I just get out of Taco Bell.
The fucking...
I eat Los Doritos tacos.
I'm gonna fucking constipated or some shit.
I don't know, dude.
Oh my god.
I don't know. We had to start off this review in some way because we're talking about Sleeping Dogs, which is probably the most Asian, Japanese, Chinese game I've seen in a very long time.
But you had a good at Chinese voice. Why?
I wanted to start out some way. I should just do that for the whole review, like, Trevon, what's wrong with this game?
And then I will not take you seriously the whole time. That's the only thing I'm going to say.
Alright, well, once again, this is Lehu here being moderator to Trevon, who has spent weeks and weeks playing Sleeping Dogs. And I'm interested to see how your stay, wherever the fuck it was.
Ah.
I think it takes place in Hong Kong, correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, why don't you tell us a plot synopsis, and I'll let you go from here.
Okay. So you're a fucking cop.
Go again.
You're a fucking cop, basically, that has to infiltrate the triads, but they don't call them the triads for what reason? I don't fucking know. All right. They call them the Sun Young Yi, basically. That's what it is. Some Asian shit. Asian shit's always complicated.
What?
The Sun Young Yi. That's what they're called. It's Asian shit.
I'm not gonna say anything else. Go on.
You're a cop. You're an undercover cop infiltrating the Sun Young Yi. I won't be able to say this throughout the whole fucking review.
How about Sung Young?
The Yi. We'll just go with the Yi. Fu Manchu. I don't know. Yeah. Undercover cop. By the way, the task you're who gives you this task is some British dude. I wondered why he was in fucking Hong Kong in the fucking first place. Some British guy that looked like, if you guys ever played Uncharted, looked like Harry Flynn.
Oh, dear God.
A very old Harry Flynn, but
I was praying you were going to say Victor Sullivan. It's just the first time you say Victor goddamn Sullivan.
Scully. You have to infiltrate the Sun Young Yi. I can't keep on saying this. But
I can't keep hearing you say it.
It's Asian shit. Asian throws. Never mind. I'm not going to be that racist.
Oh,
but anyway,
well, we already lost them with the whole constipated Asian accent earlier.
Yeah. But you're this undercover cop that came back to Hong Kong from New York or L.A., but I'm pretty sure it was New York. So basically, what gets me about this too is like you're supposed to assume that he was originally in Hong Kong before he went to New York, and that's what you're told actually.
Right.
But he speaks English throughout the whole fucking game.
What did you expect? It's an English game.
Yeah, but the other characters in the game would pair the English up with the Chinese.
Whoa, what?
Yeah. So they'd be talking regular. They'd be like, okay, today I'm going to eat a hot dog, which that means, you know what I mean? I can't speak Chinese, so...
But, let me get this straight. So this game mixed up English and Chinese in the same... How the hell did you not get confused?
Because I had subtitles on.
Okay, well, that would help. But I'm actually kind of interested to hear this game, because this game's had a long... pretty troubled development, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah. See, this was originally supposed to be called True Crime Hong Kong.
Yeah, this is supposed to be their true crime game.
Yeah, but guess the people who were overlooking the game were like, no, you can't fucking call it that.
Well, if I remember correctly, True Crime was done by Activision, right?
Yeah, and Square Enix took this one.
Yeah, and Square Enix bought the rights off this game, and since True Crime is owned by Activision, they had to call it something else, so they decided to call it Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah. Which has no relevance to the game.
Right. But the thing that I have to ask you is that I've never played a True Crime game, but I know they're pretty infamous within the video game culture, at least to the hardcore market.
I put emphasis on infamous.
Okay. So the thing that I have to ask you is that could you feel that this felt like a True Crime sequel, or did it feel like its own game?
It felt like the last two combined.
In a good way or a bad way?
In both ways. In good and bad ways.
Okay.
The two games before this were called True Crime Streets of LA and True Crime New York City, in which True Crime Streets of LA, again, you're an undercover cop trying to bust a gang, but this was so long ago, I don't even remember what the gang was. I'm surprised I remember any of this.
Games came out in like 2004.
Oh, yeah. Think about that, huh? Thinks about how old you are. Yeah. I feel like I'm 40. Anyway, but I'm not.
I'm not at that point yet.
Yeah. My dick hasn't shrunk yet, so I'm not worried about that. I don't have erectile dysfunction. Yeah, and in New York City, you play as this black guy with cornrows, who acts like he's a fucking badass. That's the thing I didn't like about that one, but he acts like a badass with the whole thing, and you're an undercover cop again, trying to bust up this huge New York mafia gang. Didn't make any sense at all. The gunplay was terrible. The combat was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, that seems to be the main complaints about both True Crime games, actually. Which is what I'm interested to hear. Like, this seems like it's the same thing, where it is a third-person. It's a third-person type game. It's a third-person half beat 'em up, half shooter. So, how does the game work in that retrospect?
Okay, beat 'em up. The beat 'em up, like the fighting, good, really good. Actually, I enjoyed fighting. I enjoyed fighting more than the gunplay.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems to be a common complaint I've heard from a lot of people.
They put more emphasis in the fighting than the gunplay, because the gunplay. Okay, let's look at the weapon types here: pistol, submachine gun, assault rifle.
Is there any variation upon that?
No.
Okay, then they really
besides machine gun with a or a assault rifle with a grenade launcher on it.
Wow, they did not give a shit.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
What they emphasized the most was the fighting and the chase scenes, which the chase scenes are what this game is all about. The chase scenes, okay, say I have cops on me, which is kind of stupid, but because you're an undercover cop and you know you should just be able to flash your badge saying, oh, I killed this civilian, but I had to, so here's my badge, leave me alone. But no, say you're being chased by the cops, well, you'll be running into big crowds, and you'd have to, what they do, in order to not get slowed down by bumping into people, you would tap X, so you would dodge and bob and weave through crowds and bob and weave through people. In turn, the cops would be slowed down because they don't have the same, skill set as you.
So it's kind of like a quick time event thing?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say quick time. There are certain points where it's sort of like a quick time event. But say like this random one where you walk up to this chick and she slaps you for some reason, and this guy runs up and steals your money. I thought that was funny and stupid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like this prostitute. No, first of all, what is this prostitute doing up on a fucking bridge? Asking, like, would you like to touch me? That's what she was asking you.
Blunt, but okay.
Yeah. And you're like talking, all of a sudden she just slaps you. And this guy, out of fucking nowhere, comes up behind you, takes your money. And just starts running. It just starts running. So what I do before I start chasing this guy, I fucking kick the bitch off the bridge. Okay? Because you don't fucking slap me for no fucking reason. But anyway.
Kill it, big bitch.
Yeah. But anyway, you start chasing this guy that stole your money. And he's like doing parkour shit. Like climbing up buildings and prototype running up buildings and shit.
I hope there's never a prostitute on the bridge in real life that you come across.
That says touch me and then slaps you. And then this random guy comes behind you and takes your money.
I'm gonna read a newspaper the next day. Black man kicks prostitute off bridge. But let's actually get back to the game.
Yeah. So yeah, you're like climbing up these buildings and stuff, and again, you climb up these things automatically, but if you press X, you don't like slow yourself down. So say if you didn't press X and you're climbing up like a little ledge, then you would like falter, and you would like falter a little bit and try to pull yourself back up before you actually get up on the thing.
Okay, well, one of the key things that I do want to bring up is why the gunplay is bad. Because I've heard from a lot of different review sites that the gunplay, they agree with you, it's bad. But I haven't heard any quite, like, real hard answer why it's bad.
Well, okay, like I said before, 3 weapon types, which they just decided to...
Obviously, they did not care about the weapon, but I want to hear if the gameplay itself is bad.
Well, one... say you have a pistol. Let's just put you in a scenario where you have a pistol.
Okay.
And you're facing all these Sung Young Yi assholes that are in a warehouse, which is this is one of the missions, but it doesn't spoil anything because it's like a little side mission.
Okay.
So you're coming after this guy. Well, see, the thing about the gunplay is that no matter what you do, these enemies do not miss.
So they were not raised in the Star Wars Stormtrooper school of missing.
No, this AI, pretty damn good shot.
Oh wow.
I can't tell you, I can't explain to you how many times I died in some missions because these guys were so good and there wasn't that much cover. And yes, there's a cover system. The thing about the cover system with the gunplay is that if you vault over the object that you're taking cover behind, time slows down. This is the cool aspect to me about the gunplay, and this is the thing I liked about it. Time slows down, and as you're like sliding over the object, you get to aim and start picking your shots. And it slows down for about a good 5-6 seconds.
So that slowed down effect, is it like Max Payne where you shoot freely, or is it like Red Dead where you just aim down your target?
It's like Max Payne, you shoot freely.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2 with the gunplay, sometimes enemies will be heavily armored, say like the SWAT team or the cops. It takes a lot of shots, and you don't get a lot of ammo.
Well, I mean, at least they're being realistic.
Yeah, I understand that, but again, when you're facing cops that have like these overpowered assault rifles, when yours is like a pea shooter, it gets kind of fucking hard.
Well, yeah, I can imagine, but either I wasn't paying attention or I did want you to play this again. What makes the I guess what I'm trying to ask is a lot of critics have been raving about the melee aspect of this. Yeah. And what is it about the melee aspect that makes it good? Did it copy off a game, or is it...
Actually, in my opinion, it's very retro.
Okay.
One being, like, it's a button system. Combos.
Like each button does something different, and it's different combos.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, say...
That's actually kind of cool.
Square, square, square is your basic punching. This is off PS3 controller. Square, square, square is your basic light punch combo.
Okay.
Triangle is heavy attack.
Okay.
Circle is kick. X is like not so much a kick. It's like a sweep kick.
Okay.
Okay. Well, throughout the game, you can grapple too. Grappling actually really helps because there's different enemy types that it did.
Okay.
So you got your normal like agile fighter, who's like decent at dodging. You got your brawler, who blocks every attack that you throw at him. You got your grappler, who you can't grapple, but he can grapple you and kick your ass.
Hey.
Trust me, and these grapplers are all fat asses.
Oh,
they're like Buddha. What the fuck is that wrestling shit called? Sumo, yeah, they're like sumo wrestlers.
Oh god.
If you try to grab them, they'll pick you up, slam you down on the ground, and then stomp on you.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can't grapple them until they're dazed.
You took my burger!
Fat asses. Swear to God. Fat asses in suits and with chains on their pants and shit.
Oh, so they're kinky ones.
Or they're like half naked.
Oh!
And all sweaty. There's this one part where you're in a sauna, but let's not get into that.
I'm just going to cut to the chase. I mean, is there anything else you do want to say about the game? I think you've done a great job explaining everything. I mean, the Melee sounds like it's really cool. It sounds like it goes back to retro. It sounds like the gunplay is lacking. Is there anything else you do want to bring up?
Well, I want to go in a little bit of character description.
Okay.
The main character, and it shows throughout the game, has psychological problems.
Oh, the best kind.
Because I'm not going to ruin the story, but let me just say you had a sister, and that's all I need to say.
Okay.
I emphasize on had.
Wow.
And you had a mother, but then you got this fucking asshole of a gang member who's like, yeah, I take steroids. He didn't really take steroids. I take steroids, and you can't beat me in a fight because I'm muscular and I wear chains and tank tops and stuff, homie. So this is all in Chinese too. So you can't understand what he's saying, but you kind of yeah. It's like motherfucker speak English. But I understand you're Hong Kong, but yeah, and then you got who is it's weird because this guy is supposed to be a badass, but he's like a softie at the same time. There are parts in this game too because the Chinese are real fucked up. No offense to any Chinese out there, really fucked up. All in all, this game was fun when I played it.
Is there any online play to it?
No.
Okay. No.
But what they do is that it's like a competitive sort of thing to where, say, if you're, there's like challenges. Like, if you say you're on a motorcycle, see who can do the longest wheelie or hold the longest wheelie without crashing.
Mini-games?
No. It's not mini games at all. It's just like quick event things to where, like, I remember I was playing and I was riding a motorcycle and I was like, oh yeah, I can do wheelies and shit. Then all of a sudden I see this timer pop up on the bottom corner of my screen. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's weird.
Am I being timed or something? And then it brought up one of my online friends' names. And it showed the time of how long he did the wheelie before he had to come back down. But it's like a competitive sort of challenge online gameplay.
I mean, yeah. I can see that. What would you give the game?
If you really like fighting, because this is really more of a fighting game than anything, then I'd give it a bargain bin. This is my opinion, but I know some of our friends are like, "Oh my god, sleeping dogs! Oh, I'm gonna whack off to it as soon as I get it. I'm gonna put the disc in and like snort it and shit." No, okay, we got friends like that, but
friends. I think it's just one.
Well, one, yeah, but the if you're an average person and you're not stupid, then it's bargain bin. Okay. Ooh, did I mention this karaoke too?
Oh god.
To where it's funny because the mouth movements don't follow the lyrics of the song, so you just be sitting here watching him sing, and he's just going, just moving his mouth randomly.
Is it American songs or is it Korean? Because I gotta tell you this.
Korean?
I gotta tell you this. There's been some weird American infatuation with Korean pop lately, and I didn't know if it was maybe like some of it was in this game. There's a song coming out called Gundam Style. I really don't know what to say to it. But I didn't know if it would maybe be in this game and they would start doing the dance in it, but I mean, oh god.
No, it's American songs like Take On Me and yes, Take On Me, which is actually the hardest karaoke song on the thing.
Take me out. Your boss.
Suck my dick. No, but
no, your boss. Take me out. Well, gladly.
But there's that, and it's all classic because Chinese people are infatuated with like old American songs, from, like the 70s and 80s.
All right. Well, thank you for that review, and now we've now rest assured with this review that we're going to have no Asian fans whatsoever for this site. So
next review, we're going to review a Hello Kitty game.
We're going to win you back by talking about how much we love Hello Kitty. I can't even lie about that. We're getting off before you get in any more trouble.
Yeah, seriously.
Show these motherfuckers what it means to be Sun On Yi! That's what worries me, Wayne. You're one of them.